Hi everyone, it is Milka. I am back. I took a little bit of a break. It was like a month or something. And, well, the most important thing is I am back. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I do want to apologize ahead of time as it is noisy and I believe the microphone is picking up all of the noise. So if you guys are picking up the noise in the background, like there's a children's park near where I live, somebody at home is watching TV, so I just hope that you guys aren't picking that up. There's also sirens that go off here. It's a whole living, functioning neighborhood. So if you do happen to get a lot of background noise, that is why. Today I decided we'll be doing a bit of a different reading so far compared to the very few that I have posted. And in this reading, I was hoping to keep this one a little bit on the short end, which is why there are 6 groups to choose from. Today it is just a standard pick a card. That is why there is no additional crystals or objects or items to help you choose. I will show you all of the cards shortly, and all of the timestamps will be down below. Today's video is actually about what is your healing and life focus. I'm looking at my notes. It took me forever to come up with the title for this video, so if it's not what I mentioned in the video, that could also be because I'm like, that sounds silly. But yeah, so it is, what is your healing and life focus for the month of July? Ooh, so magical, so mystical. So I know a lot of people do those kinds of readings where it's like, what's happening next month, right? What's happening in July? And so I figured I would do something that's similar but not exactly the same thing, because it's more so geared towards a holistic focus on helping you to progress in your life in regards to healing certain things out of your life, right? So the focus, it's going to be like a little series. I want to do this every month for you guys. So every month you'll be able to get like a little bit of an assignment as to what Divine wants you to focus on for the month in regards to releasing and all of that stuff. So again, it's going to be a somewhat short reading, ideally, right? Okay, guys, sorry for the cut. I'm still looking at my notes for this. So basically what we're going to be looking at is what are you currently experiencing at the end of this month? What do you have a chance to leave behind in this month? And what Divine says about this, however it comes through. A glimpse of what is coming next month. So like the theme of the next month in regards to focusing on the more material aspects of life, right? Like your material world. And then we'll do the emotional and healing focus that Divine advises you to, focus on for the upcoming month. So for July, it'll be one card. What does Divine want you to focus on in regards to emotional and spiritual health? And then any additional messages or advice. Yeah, that took forever to get out. So that is going to be what we're going to be looking at today. The reason I wanted to do it a little separately, right, with the material, and so seeing where you currently are at, what you have the opportunity to leave behind, where your focus will be in the physical, and then where Divine is advising your focus to also be in the emotional and spiritual, and the advice and additional messages. The reason I wanted to lay it out this way is because well, I'm personally working on a bit of a healing cycle, right? And healing is something that I've been more recently experiencing and being reminded of is an experience of like a triangle, right? It is mind, body, and soul, or whatever order, whatever direction those words would be in. And so this is kind of like taking the physical approach and then incorporating that emotional, which to me sometimes is tied with the soul, right? And then the mind as well is what you have. Well, it's all incorporated basically. So I invite you to take this healing step and journey with me, which is why I'm doing this reading, and I'll be doing it once a month for you guys to keep up your journey. So without further ado, after that very long intro, I'm going to show you guys the options. So there are 6 options today. The first one is the lily. And all of the cards, by the way, that I use are going to be listed down below. The second one is the cornflower. Then you have the sage. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. The cactus is number 4. Number 5 is the Indian pipe. And number 6 is the elderberry. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna give you a moment to choose. Hello, group 1. This is your group if you have chosen the lily. Funnily enough, this is actually my favorite flower. My favorite lilies are the ones that have the pink centers. They have such a strong smell. And though some people do say they're a bit much heavy, with the smell, honestly, I find it like intoxicating. I was like, oh, you can see me on the streets smelling lilies at flower stands or in Whole Foods smelling the lilies there. I just love the smell. If I could bottle that scent and wear it, I would. So I'm going to shuffle out your cards and we'll be right back. Okay, group 1, welcome. Well, I guess you were here the whole time. I was going to say welcome back, but it was just a moment for you. I shuffled out all of your cards, but I've only laid out the first 2 parts of the reading, and we'll lay out the others after. So we have for what are you currently experiencing, we have the King of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. And then what do you have the opportunity to leave behind in this month is the Tower, 10 of Wands, Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles, and then the 7 of Coins and 7 of Pentacles. Okay, you guys, so let's take a little bit of a deeper dive here. But actually, you know what? Let me rearrange the cards. Make it easier for myself and so that you guys can actually see them all on screen. Okay. All right. So, what are you guys currently going through? It seems like currently towards the end of this month in June, right? We're currently in June. It looks as though you guys are putting a lot of focus on your career and friendships. So it kind of feels like, oh, maybe my life is coming together, I'm having this work life, I'm getting inspired in my work life, and stuff is progressing, you know, getting these little steps are starting to take fruition, and turning into something profitable, and also, like, you know, so it's going good work wise, and then also, you know, you're having a good, like, relationship dynamic in regards to your friends and possibly even family. Like, things just feel good in a sense, you know, like there's activity happening in your life, and so you're satisfied because you see that there's motion. Now, what you have the opportunity to leave behind, which I think is interesting, right? All the stuff that's currently happening, I feel like you're being kept busy, right? You're keeping yourself busy. You're being a busy bee. Being a busy bee can be really great and feel great, right? Because you're being productive. But sometimes we make sure that we're busy so that we don't focus on the really deep underlying things that need to be addressed, which is what I believe you're having an opportunity to leave behind this month. So the biggest thing that came through with these 4 cards, especially with the Tower, right? This was the first card that, like, fell out as I was shuffling. And when I saw it, I was like, oof, control issues. So it feels like you guys are being given an opportunity to surrender. It seems like you're trying to stay on top of your life so much, right? You're scheduling everything and all of this stuff, and you've lost track a little bit in the fact that you have to leave room for divine to add miracles in that you did not expect. But if you fill up your schedule, if you schedule everything to perfection, exactly how it has to happen, this happens at this time, this happens at this time, at 3:30 I have this meeting, between 3:30 and 5 o'clock I will do this recording, between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock, this is the only time slot I have to have my dinner, and yada yada yada. Well, first of all, it's getting you on the way of being drained, right? Mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. But it's also very controlling, and it leaves little wiggle room for divine to add their own things. And divine is going to do it anyway, but how chaotic it feels is up to you. So you're being given this opportunity to leave behind this need for control. Now, it's not going to be easy, right? Just because they're saying this is what you can leave behind this month doesn't mean that it's not something that follows us into the next month that we still work on. It's just more of like a conscious thought that you can leave behind stress and worry, and you can calm your mind. You don't have to be distracting yourself. It also feels like you take a lot on to yourself. You take on a lot of responsibilities for yourself and for others. And you have this way of expecting yourself, like having this extremely high standard of yourself to live up to. Like everything needs to be done perfectly and right. You know, but where is your break? Where is your breathing room? Don't you deserve to really revel in what you have currently accomplished? Sometimes stillness is accomplishment. Sometimes the stillness is what we need in order to keep accomplishing. Sometimes that is literally part of the process. Usually it is, actually. You want to take a pause between each next step so that you can see what you've already accomplished. So it seems like you're really being given the chance to observe this within yourself and leave behind, even though you have an incredible work ethic, right? You are not Atlas. The world is not on your shoulders. You don't have to carry every burden. Okay, guys, sorry for the cut. The screen dimmed. But yes, you take on so much responsibility onto yourself because you consider yourself such a nurturing being. And you are. But it's not your responsibility to take care of everybody. Who will take care of you? If you take on the responsibility of taking care of everyone, you don't give people the opportunity to do the same for you because you just automatically take on that burden onto yourself. So you're being given the opportunity to observe this within you right? Because it's almost as if like you're having your fun, you're doing this, you're being productive, you're staying on top of it. There's a little element of control here, but the things that you're avoiding by overscheduling yourself and having this like bliss and fun and productivity is the underlying factor that you just take on way too much, and you do sometimes way too much for others and to live up to your own expectations, that you don't give yourself any breathing room. Okay, so this is what you were given the opportunity to leave behind in this month, is this self-sustaining mindset, like I have to do everything myself. That's not the case, okay? You have friends, right? You're seeing friends and family. They can help you. Allow yourself to open up to them. Okay, so that was that. Next, we're going to take a look into what the theme of July is in the physical sense. So you have the 7 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Now, your focus in the physical world in July is actually going to be on battling your inner thoughts. It feels like something that you're going to have to do is really learn to say no to people. I think your body and mind and soul are calling for you to nurture yourself, and it looks like you're actually taking the steps to start doing that. So there seems to be a lot of intuition and guidance coming through, and I think whether you know you're intuitive or not, it's almost like you're following those steps, those divine nudges and guidances, right? That little voice in your head that's telling you, hey, take a step back. So it almost feels like you've got this whole social life, business productivity going. You're going to be taking a little bit of a step back and taking a break in July. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be stopping being productive altogether. That's not necessarily the case. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. But what I am saying is that this time around, instead of giving so much of yourself, because it's unrealistic to be able to go at 100%, you're going to burn down. So I feel like you're going to start feeling that burn down, and you're going to really realize like, oh, hey, though I'm an infinite being, I do have a human physical vessel, and it needs time to regenerate. So I'm seeing a little bit more self-nurturing. Like I can see you guys taking care of your feet. You're on your feet so often, right? Some of you, I don't know what that was the thing that came through, but if you're on your feet so often, it's like I see you massaging your feet, massaging your body, maybe getting a gua sha and like using that to help drain like your lymph nodes, and also just shift the energy off of you. It just feels very nurturing, and I think you're going to be a lot deeper in your thoughts. You're going to be more observant. And this is definitely what's in store for you in a sense. So it's more so like the universe is asking you to do this on your own, as opposed to them having to force you by like giving you less work or clients or something for you to actually slow down and take notice, So if you take notice on your own, you won't have to experience that. But it's just, and I'm not saying you're going to suffer financially or anything like that. It's just there's this little pause for self-nurturing and for that deep thought to address where it is that all of these needs, right, this control issue and this needing to do everything for everyone is coming from. Now, what Divine wants you to focus on in regards to healing spiritually / emotionally, we have, it even has the word heal in it. Heal abandonment, time to forgive. So this is what Divine wants you to focus on for the month of July. In the emotional sense, right? When you're doing this deep, well, not super deep, but when you when you make time for yourself, right? They're inviting you to dive into the fact of where do these things come from, right? Do they stem from, is it because there's this thing in regards to healing abandonment issues? that was a word tumble, healing abandonment issues, right? And time to forgive. Do you feel that you have the need to control the situation and to take care of everyone? Because if you do the taking care, people rely on you and they can't leave you, right? Could that be one of the reasons why you need to stay on top of everything? Because if you stay on top of everything, if people approve of you, if people say, oh my gosh, oh, group 1 is incredible, right? They help me with this, this, and this, and this, and this. These people now rely on you in some sense, and they like you a lot, right? Because you help them so much. There's no way that they're going to leave you. They know that you are the person to turn to when they need help. So it's more of like a food for thought, you know, and really allow yourself to dive really deeply into the dark places of where this stuff comes from. Don't judge yourself for it. A hurt child, right, or the hurt part of us that came up with this belief or this way of being or this response, this emotional response, doesn't have rational thought when it happens. So it's okay to dive deep, and if it's something that consciously you would say, oh, that's not a nice thing, that's not a pretty thing to look at, I don't want to be considered this kind of person, don't consider yourself this kind of person. But don't judge yourself if that is the case from where that thought is coming from. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I know I said it weird. You know, it's all relative at the end of the day, and when it comes to emotions, we can't always rationally or consciously justify how we feel or why we feel. You can consciously understand it, right? But just because you consciously understand that this and this happened for this, it doesn't mean that you emotionally don't get impacted, even though you know why it's happening. So they're inviting you to hold the space for yourself and to really ask yourself, why? Why do I do everything for everybody? Why do I take everything on for myself? Do you take everything onto yourself because you think people aren't going to be around there? If you share your burden, people will leave you, right? If you share what you're going through, people will leave you. Do you consider yourself a burden? So this is something to that Divine would like you to focus on and to release. Right? In July, to focus on forgiving yourself for feeling that way, forgiving yourself for judging that part of yourself, and forgiving the people that may have made you feel that way in the past. But I think especially forgiving yourself for feeling this way. Okay, and then any additional advice, we do have resurrect. I think that's resurrect. Yeah, resurrect. Anger, the devil, and the Empress. Okay, guys, I feel like I'm getting a bigger picture here. So it almost feels like there are certain emotions you've judged yourself for the way that you feel, right? And you hid it away and you distract yourself with everything else. With life, with business, with friends, with responsibilities that you take on from other people, right? But you have to be able to express all of your emotions. You know, I guess that's why it came through. Like, don't judge yourself for what you find when you dive deep, because it may not be pretty. It may not be your ideal, picturesque situation where everything comes from. It could be nasty, right? Or your idea of nasty. It could be dark, malicious, and vindictive, and that is okay, right? Instead of trying to control your emotions and suppress everything that you felt before to maintain a level of cool, calm, and collected, this is just sat buried in you for so long. Resurrect it, right? Let it out. And when you let out all your demons, essentially, right? When you let out your darkness, your insecurities, your anger, your frustration, all of the things that you felt that are valid, by the way. It's valid for you to have felt those things because of what you have experienced. There's nothing wrong with those emotions. They're not ugly. They're not wrong. when you can finally tap back into those things and express them, let them out, whether it's through journaling, whether when you're alone, you can scream into a pillow, punch a pillow, just let it out, let out your frustration, shift it out of you, jump in place multiple times and visualize that anger and frustration like shifting out of you into the earth. Because when we heal, remember how I mentioned the pyramid of mind, body, and soul, right? You're not just healing mentally that anger that you experienced and you're understanding where it's coming from. You're also healing it physically, of where it was physically trapped in your body, and you're shifting it out, and you're healing it on an emotional level and a soul level by turning to like the spiritual aspects of it, like affirmations and being emotionally unconditionally loving towards yourself, being the presence of unconditional love for yourself, right? And when you take all of those, and a couple of other things, but when you take all of those things into account, when you try to hit all 3 points, that's when the true transformation happens. And that's when you can become this empress. And you'll start to flourish and blossom because you went down to the root of why you are the way you are and why you do the things that you do, even though you know that they wear you out, that you may consciously know that you deserve more, right? But on a subconscious level, you operate from a place that doesn't believe so. But when you do this work, you're going to be able to shift all of that, And let's get a final message with the dice. So we have, I know I always operate with one hand, but it's because I lean the other one on the mic stand. So it's, okay, hold on. We have we have a 5. This one is Venus. Oh, that's funny. Aries. Oh, where's Aries? And 17. Yeah, I'm like trying to, there's so many angles on this dice and the light is making it hard to see. If you can see what I'm showing, there's a 17. Yeah. So the final message with the dice is, give me a moment here. They want you to explore these emotions in creative methods. So whether that be painting, writing, drawing, music, but honestly, it feels a little bit more hands-on, though it can be music, right? But it does feel a little bit more like painting and writing and like art, like physical art kind of stuff. And they're asking you to explore these emotions and to let it out physically, So I feel like creativity is a great thing for you to be tapping into. And I feel like as you dive deeper, for those of you who may have been experiencing creative blocks, those blocks are going to start to shift and move, and like picture like a rock in this small passageway stopping the flow of water. That rock is going to start getting smaller and smaller, so water is going to start flowing through that passageway. So it's like that. And they're asking you to also reconnect with your hopes, desires, wishes, and dreams. Which part of your life are you settling in? Do you cap yourself, right, at this is my level of success? This is what I desire. It's almost like you guys already have an idea of what you desire, but there's something that you desire even more that stems from like childhood. And it's like they're asking you, don't be afraid, like dare to actually go for the thing that you truly desire, the thing that is above all else. Not the thing that you're like, oh yeah, I want this, but the thing that's like up here, higher than everything, like, oh, from childhood, from when I was very young, from when I was born, this is what I wanted. My heart, body, and soul wants this, But you found like a compromise, almost it feels like, or like a settlement. And now they're asking you like, no. Aim as if it's possible, because it is. So like don't settle. But I think that will start shifting as you go through the work that you've got to do. Okay, group 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sending you lots of love and light. I wish for you the absolute most wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for coming and visiting the channel. If this resonated with you, if you wanted to share about your experience or journey a little bit, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below, you guys. And yeah, lots of love and light. Bye. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading. This is your group if you have chosen the, well, I don't know why I did that, but the cornflower. Fun fact, the blue cornflower was one of Marie Antoinette's favorite flowers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I think it was like pink roses and the blue cornflower. Yes, I'm almost positive. I know I said it was a fun fact, but now I'm like second guessing myself. But I believe that is it. You can Google and fact check it, but I'm pretty sure that it was one of Marie Antoinette's favorite flowers. But yes, anyway, this is your group if you chose the cornflower. I'm going to shift the card to the side here, and I'm going to shuffle out your cards, my friends, and we'll be right back with your cards. Hello, group 2. I've laid out your cards. This is just some of the cards. I'll lay out the others when we finish with these. These are the first 2 prompts, so that would be what are you currently experiencing, and then what you have the opportunity to leave behind in June with June. Obviously this can trickle into July as I have posted this quite late. But yes, so first we have the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Wands. I will say, when I shuffled, you guys got a lot of cards. The World. Sounds like drama. Not the world, but the fact that you have a lot of cards. What is this? The 7 of Swords. Interesting. Speaking of drama, the 5 of Cups. Yeah, it just seems like there's so much for you guys to leave behind. Let's just put it that way. The Devil and the King of Cups. I know we're supposed to be starting off with what you're currently experiencing, but it almost, like, I just want to say it before getting into the rest of your reading, like, one of the things that you've got to leave behind, or that divine is giving you the opportunity to leave behind, is like a toxic ex. Whether it's the person you're currently with and that relationship is ending soon, or it's somebody that has recently cheated on you, it feels like a toxic ex or toxic person that you were romantically involved with. For some people, of course, it could be a friendship, but it seems like there's more romantic involvement here. But again, it could be a friend or family member. It's just for the majority of you, as this is a general reading, it feels like a romantic relationship. But now, as I'm saying this, it also can kind of feel like either a father figure or a petty friend. But again, the biggest thing, the first imprint, was the romantic relationship. So this we'll get into that after. Let me start the reading the way it was meant to be. So the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Coins / Pentacles, in regards to where you currently are at, I feel like some of you guys are actually in school at the moment. So if you're in school or college or university, hello, let me know in the comments down below. But it may not necessarily be actual school. It could be training in general, like maybe you started a new job and you're doing some training. Maybe you're pursuing your own career and there's like training involved. It feels like there's some form of studying and application of that, like you're working towards something. And it seems to be putting extra emphasis on that. So it doesn't look like it's something necessarily in your romantic life. It just looks like there's something that you're concentrating on, focusing on, that's supposed to be bringing you an end result or an end goal. And it feels a little bit more education / well, not educate, like more career related, but even education, I feel like in this sense leads up to a specific type of career. So it just feels like you guys are focusing on your studies, and like maybe you're trying to be an entrepreneur or starting your own business or creating an app or starting your own company. And it's like you're doing the research in regards to how to do the specific field or thing that you're trying to do, and you're studying what it is that you're doing, and you're like trying it out. It's like learning as you're growing. Yeah, so it feels like you're definitely in the more beginning slash beginning middle beginning, something like that, stages of whatever it is that you're working on. However, you got a lot of cards when it comes to what you can possibly have the opportunity to release and leave behind in the month of June. And again, this can bleed into the first couple of weeks of July because this is being posted so late. So what you guys can leave behind. Give me 1 second with that. Yeah, it really feels a bit like heartbreak and betrayal. Like maybe some of you guys returned or started conversing again with a toxic ex or a toxic friend that no longer serves you. This person has hurt you before. That relationship ended for a reason, but it's almost like they started talking to you or they came back into your life because you started getting this clarity going. And it's almost like, no, that relationship ended for a reason. This person was, it feels like, emotionally manipulative. I think they were a negative influence as well. Like they tried to influence you to do things like drink when you say, no, I'm trying to be clean. They're like, no, here, drink, have a little bit more, I think a lot of people like this person because they give off this persona of charm and charisma. Honestly, they're giving me very much narcissist vibes. So it really feels like the biggest thing that you're being encouraged to leave behind in June is this person, is this relationship. The relationship was dead. It took you time to get over it. You may not have even fully 100% gotten over it, but you were like, I'm not going back to this person. And this person is like just trying to swoon their way back into your life. And it's like, no. You cannot touch. Oh, that song came into, that song, Can't Touch This. That's what it's like. It's like, no, you can't touch. Even in your card, it's like, this is you. You're starting to stand on your own 2 feet. And this person's like, ooh, hello, I'm trying to wind myself back into your life. They feed off of your energy. You're like, they're telling you really need to cut this person out. This person is not for you. Okay, they're very toxic. They're telling you that they can change, but it's not that they can't change, right? Everyone is capable of change, but they're telling you that they can change and they're not going to change, is what I'm saying. Okay, they're basically feeding you lies. They're giving you all of this stuff as if like, no, I'll be a better person. I'll do the things I need to do. I miss you so much. You have no idea what I've been through, how much I've grown. And it's like, no, you did not really grow that much. You did not do the work you were supposed to do. Don't be coming back into my group 2 people's lives, okay? And again, it's like you mourned the loss of this person before. It feels like heartbreak, like somebody who's like cheated or betrayed you or really lowered your self-esteem. You hear the sirens, it's like, woo, like stay away. No. But it's like they lowered your self-esteem and your belief in yourself. They made you feel like less than. And after taking that break and ending the relationship with them, that's when you well, maybe not right after, but like this is one of the things that led you into starting this own individual project, this independence. You have this independence going for you. You're studying, you're learning, you're trying new things. It's a fresh start. And this person is here trying to come back into your life. Like, Divine is saying, no, please. And as a friend, you can't see, I put my hand to heart, but you can't see that. So I'll put it on the table as if it is my heart. As a friend, I would advise, please, because I care about all of you guys, if you can avoid it, do not go back to them. They don't deserve you. Okay? They're not ready to commit to you. They're not ready for what a real relationship is. They still have so much healing to do of their own. They're very toxic and narcissistic. and they don't want to acknowledge it. Like, they don't want to acknowledge their true faults. They may say things that you told them were faults, right? Like, you're this, this, and this, and that's not going to work for me. And they're going to say, I realized I'm this, this, and this. And it's not because they truly feel that. It's because they're just reflecting back or mirroring what you said to them before to show you, oh, I've changed. So, well, this is not where I thought this reading was going, but stay away. There is caution, okay? I feel chills on my legs, like I'm on alert. Like, really, guys, this person is not for you for right now, at least, you know, without them doing growth. Everyone has an individual experience, but with them coming back to you right now, they're not it for you right now, okay? Anyway, so that's what you've got to leave behind. And then now we're going to be looking into what you're going to be focusing on in the month of July. So we have the 8 of Wands, which is interesting because you have the 8 of Wands in regards to what you're going to be leaving behind. And then you have the Devil, which is also in regards to what you're advised to leave behind. Okay, you guys. Okay. I see how it is. That is why I also told you, remember in the beginning of your reading, because I didn't say this in group 1, but I said, hey guys, this is being posted very late, which is why you're being told, like, this is also, whatever it is that you're leaving behind is going to bleed in to the next couple of weeks, you know? I said that before I even shuffled out the cards, and it is because it is literally bleeding into July. The month of July is this toxic ex, this toxic person is going to try to keep communicating with you. They're not really going to understand why you ended the situation, why you don't want them back, why you don't want them in your lives anymore. They're drawn to you like a moth to a flame because you're starting to get this clarity around you when you were like starting your own little projects here, your own little fun things, your independence, and they're like, oh no, that's too much freedom for my liking, gotta trap you. But the moment they really have you trapped, they're gonna lose interest because for them it's like a game. So it feels like the month of July, physically, what you're actually working on, like in the material realm, is this person. And then you hear that obnoxious car, like it's almost like that person is like, how dare you? They're like, nah, bish. I'm a catch. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, trying to turn the tables. It's like, yeah, okay, sure you are, whatever. And then what divine wants you, or what divine is advising you to focus on in regards to emotional, soul, spiritual healing and growth for the month of July. You have breakthrough with processing karmic debris. You guys, I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. Even the Devil cards talks about like karmic ties sometimes, right? Because these people are chained to each other or chained to this wall together, right? Like under contract. And you actually got 2 cards for this. So 2 assignments. And then you have clearing karma, Kundalini activation. So it's like divine wants you to focus on, breakthrough and clearing karma, right? Processing karmic debris and then Kundalini activation. Divine is asking you to really work on releasing ties with this person. You don't have to keep repeating the same cycle, because I feel like you guys probably had narcissistic parents or something, and you're bringing in, or it could be tied with a past life too, but it feels like you keep bringing in these toxic relationships, and this last person was definitely no walk in the park, and most of them tend to be narcissists. So they're asking you to turn to your inner child, do some inner child work, and clear the ties that you have with this person especially. It feels like you guys, if you've ever heard of cord cutting, I feel like that is being highly suggested for you, like calling on Archangel Michael, saying, Archangel Michael, I call upon you to cut the cord between myself and so with love and light. thank you, I love you, God bless, I release you, so and so. Even if it is like a parent figure or a friend, right? Energetically, they can no longer have this tie over you. They don't have this control, because for some of you it could be like a mother figure, possibly a father figure that is just like on top of your life, just sitting on you. For some of you it could be all, because remember how I said it could this you could be attracting narcissists because of an experience you had in your home life with them. But it feels like somebody's just like sitting on top of your chest, trying to have control over your life. And it's like your life is not theirs to control. So they're asking you, divine is asking you to break through. Okay. You are not indebted to these people. Clearing your karmic debt and doing this, right? Being your own savior, saving yourself from this situation and seeing your independence and your worth. What you're really doing is you're stepping into the next phase of your life. It's part of your awakening. An ice cream truck is going off. It's like regressing back to childhood, regressing back to your joy. You're going through this, you're releasing the things that were weighing you down from your ascension, your spiritual journey. And this is going to be a big thing. Like when you cut that cord, it's like you're going to be just releasing dead weight. And you should also know that cutting a cord once, twice, 3 times sometimes is not enough. I would also recommend for you guys to do this practice. Okay, the way I'm going to pronounce it, I may butcher it. Okay, but it is a Hawaiian forgiveness practice. And hold on, let me say it in my head before I say it out loud. It's Ho'oponopono. No, Ho'oponopono. Something like that. Ho'oponopono or Ho'oponopono. Something like that. It's like apostrophe OPNOOPNO. And it's this forgiveness practice from Hawaii, where you would say to like somebody, right? Whether you feel it truly inside or not just yet, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And when you say it, right, you may find yourself experiencing resistance, like, I'm not sorry, I have nothing to apologize for, but say it anyway. Because what you're doing is you're helping to release the ties between the two of you. And I would recommend saying it to yourself as well, because you deserve forgiveness and love. So it's like you nurture yourself too, So you do it to the people that are these narcissists in your life that have hurt you and are trying to weigh you down and carry you down like dead weight. And do it to yourself in the mirror as well. And with these people, I'm not saying actually go up to them and say this stuff. No. Like picture them in your head or look at a picture of them and say it, and do it every day. This is your little homework assignment, and see how you actually start to feel and heal and shift in that regard in this month to come. And let's see these additional messages we have. Oh my goodness, you can't make this up. Dominance with all this devil energy, and we were talking about control. Convey. Then you have the Father of Cups. So that's the Father. Oh, that's the King of Cups, which is interesting because you have him twice too, right? Because he's here too. You have the Father of Swords, or the King of Swords. The High Priestess. And the 8 of Wands. Okay, so the additional messages / advice. So it seems like these people there's an emphasis on these people trying to have control over your life. And you're in this place where you're starting to be in control of your life, this independence. So if it is like a parent figure especially, or somebody that you can't get away from just yet, it's like you need to tell them. And if it is somebody in your family, right, and you do this Hawaiian forgiveness practice, there is a chance that after a certain amount of time, you'll actually be able to shift your relationship dynamic by cutting the ties in that sense and giving them the forgiveness and the love through that forgiveness practice. but yeah, so it's almost like you need to be open about it. Like, don't just take it. Don't just sit down and take it. Like, actually say, like, because there is a lot of communication going on here, right? You have two things of Eight of Wands. So this is about expressing how you're feeling. Even the cornflower, right? It's blue. So it's the throat chakra. And you have the Father and the King of Cups and Swords. That's the emotions and the mind, the heart and the mind, and the High Priestess, which is like this wise being who is independent and in charge. And even with this, oh my goodness, oh no, this is the Seven of Wands. I thought this was the Eight of Wands. I was like, you have another Eight of Wands. But no, this is the Seven of Wands. But you see, this person stands out like a flame. Like, they can't be influenced by those beings that were trying to attack them before. It's like, you're bright, you're growing, you're developing, you're evolving regardless of these people. They can't hold you back anymore. They can't weigh you down anymore. And it's the same thing with like the Kundalini activation, right? Like, that's that growth. Even this looks kind of like a flame in the center. Like, these people just can't hold you back anymore. So it's almost like they're going to try to sway you from your path and try to take control of you again. And you need to tell them, like, F off, you know? Get your shish kebabs together and leave me alone. You can't control me anymore. You're standing up for you. You're showing up for you. And you need to, and they're also, your guys are saying, like, hey, look out for these signs. Know when you're being taken advantage of. Because some people may actually come into your life and try to be nice to you, right? But they're almost like a test, because you'll see that they'll start asking more of you and stuff like that, and finding a way to take advantage of your kindness and your listening ear, right? And it's like, their problems are not your problem. You're sorting out your life right now. You're just getting out of this commitment with this soul contract karmic tie with whoever this relative / romantic partner could be, or friend. And you're also a very strong and very powerful being, you know, but people have made you out to feel or think of yourself as weaker or less likely to handle something than you actually are. But I think you're really coming to the place where you're like, no, I'm strong. Like, they can F off, you know, like they can't control me anymore. They can't scapegoat me or manipulate me anymore. Like, I'm a strong being, you know. So we commend you for that. We're very proud of you. Continue your independent path and your personal growth. And then with the final messages, we have the 12, Aquarius. Ooh, focus. It didn't focus, but oh, I shifted it. Oh, I don't remember what it was on, but I accidentally moved it, so we'll say it's another 12. And Mercury. Okay, 12, end of a cycle. It is the end of a cycle. And 12 and 12, numerology-wise, when you add it down, simplify it, it actually becomes 6, which is relationships. So ending, and even with Aquarius, this energy is the energy of change, right? You're changing the relationship dynamics that you have, and Mercury is all about communication. We were just talking about communication. So it's like, you need to make clear your boundaries, and you need to let these people know that they can't sit on your back anymore. Okay, they can't try their old shit anymore. That's not going to work. You're ending those cycles. You're ending, 12 is also the 12th house is the house of karma, right? Our karmic stuff. So it's like you're ending those karmic ties with them. You're like, if you want to stay in my life, if you want us to continue to have a relationship, we're changing this dynamic. And because the way that you're being is not working for me. Because for some of you, maybe it was even a spouse who's like acting out of their hurt or something. And it's like, yeah, this is not going to work for me. You're either showing me that you've done a complete 180 or you're not being accepted. But I need to see the change before I can even consider talking to you. And yeah, and it's like you guys are changing this karmic tie and relationship, you know. So kudos to you. Applause. Well done, group 2. Your reading was definitely very different from group 1, but this was your reading, group 2. I hope it resonated. I hope, and if it doesn't, you can choose another group. You know, maybe some of you wandered on here thinking it was something that it wasn't, and you were like, this is not for me. Maybe it was another group. Maybe it's not your reading. But maybe, I mean, like, maybe you should choose another group, or maybe this video is just not, you know, for you. It's a collective reading. But yeah, if it did resonate, I would love to hear from you guys. If you want to share about your experience or who this person might be in the comments down below, I'd like to get to know you. And yeah, all the cards that I used are also going to be in the description box. So this was your reading. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I wish you to have the best rest of your day. I can speak properly. That's how you would say it. But yeah, group 2, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye. Hello, group 3. This is your pile. If you have chosen the Sage. Ooh. It looks like you guys are clearing stuff out of your life and getting your life in order. All right, you guys, I'm just going to shift your card to the side here, and I'm going to shuffle out your cards. I'll be right back. Okay, group 3, I've shuffled out your cards. This is just some of them, and we'll get to the others once we go through these. These are the first 2 prompts of this reading. You have the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Normally I don't take reversals, but I think I will because I rarely get reversals, so when they come through, it's interesting. That's for what you're currently going through, and then what you have the opportunity to leave behind in the month of June. And again, this might bleed into July, as this is being posted quite late. And we have, sorry if that was too loud, we have the King of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. Okay, you guys. So first off, I would just like to say I'm sorry. I feel like you guys are really going through it. It is a general reading, so the message is a little split. It feels like for some of you, it's talking about a death, possibly a death in the family. For some of you, it could be like a divorce or a breakup and moving out from where you currently are living, and like separating from a Cancer. Possibly a Cancer. It also could be Cancer season. It also could be a Scorpio. It just feels like water sign energy. I don't know why I said Cancer. The King of Cups made me think of a Cancer. But it just feels like you're going through a lot of heartbreak or heartache. And you know what? It feels a lot like guilt. Like you guys are blaming yourself for not being there or not doing enough for whoever this other person is. Like you're taking a lot of blame onto yourself, and it almost feels like there's a bit of shame involved and just this guilt, and like you're having a hard time talking or speaking. Like maybe whatever happened was such a shock that you can't even get the words out. Like you feel like your whole world's been sort of flipped upside down. You just don't know what to say. Normally you could be good with words, you could be like a writer, descriptive, but you just don't know what to say. Whatever happened, it just shook you, I think, to your core, and it feels like you've been uprooted and the whole world has been turned upside down. Nothing seems right or to make sense. Like, how can this happen? How is this possible? Why? Like, how can this happen? That's very much the vibe that I'm getting here. And I'm starting to feel some tears coming up. And group 3, I just want to say I'm sending you so much love. You know, I'm so sorry. I can understand how painful this must be. In regards to what you're being given a chance to leave behind, I think it may seem like you're leaving behind an opportunity at happiness. Like you're leaving behind potential, things that you had been working towards to build. They finally started feeling like they're going right, but you're leaving it behind. And I just want to say the message is you're leaving it behind because it's not for you. It's served its purpose. It's done its job. It's time for you to broaden your horizons. It's this next phase, and unfortunately, it's happening for you through this blazing fire. It also feels like there's an opportunity that maybe you had or you were excited for that you feel like you have to give up because of what it is that you're currently going through or experiencing. Just know if you have to give up this opportunity or this thing, it could be a trip for some of you or something that you were planning. Like it almost feels like you feel tied or stuck in your situation, and it's ruled in part by what you're experiencing at the moment and also by guilt. There seems to be a lot of guilt here. And you're allowing yourself to succumb to it as like part of the grief, like you're blaming, I feel like you're blaming yourself. Like, why me? I should have, I could have, why didn't I do better, be there? Like I talked all this shit, but I still love you, kind of thing. Oh. Sorry, I just needed a moment. It's a lot of heaviness. I feel like there's going to be a lot of moments of silence for you guys as you're overcoming this. It's a lot. I mean, even this person, right? This person that I initially said could have been a Cancer or somebody, right? You're leaving behind like the Four of Wands. It's like a home, this happy romance, this idea. It's like this person was giving you these promises and they were showing this potential for change or like being a certain way but I don't think they understand your situation. And at the end of the day, when you're in this kind of a situation, you want someone who can truly back you up and be there for you and understand you, not try to shift or deflect or change the topic or subject or way of addressing where they can't handle it. They can't handle it. They've got their own stress. They've got so much going on. Like, I'm sorry you're going through this, but I've just got so much on my plate and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not about you, dude. It's not about you. So, though it may seem scary, because maybe you rely on this person, like maybe you rely on them for a home or shelter or something, they were just like the only person that you could turn to near you. It may seem scary, but it's like, it just seems like it's kind of part of the process. Like, you've got to have a little bit of faith and trust in the universe that everything is happening as it was divinely planned before you came here. Oof. Okay, now let's see what it is that you guys are focusing on for the month of July. We have the Queen of Wands and the the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like in July, you guys are kind of really working on picking yourselves back up. If it has to do with business too, right? Maybe whatever you went through impacted your money, or maybe you still just didn't have enough money. And it's like you guys are putting in the hard work, you're staying up late, putting in extra effort, trying to scrape together some money. You're becoming, I think the word is ingenuitive. Is that a word? I think that's it. Engineering. Basically, it's like you're realizing, okay, I need to bring myself together, because maybe it's like parts felt a little fragmented from the shock. And you're like, okay, I need to pull it all together. I need to bring myself together. I need to take it one step at a time. And I need to just get my life together. And it feels like there's a little bit more focus on like building a business or some kind of career for yourself, making money, doing tasks. Like it kind of makes me think of like TaskRabbit, like doing like a private contractor, like contracting related stuff work-wise, but like finding ways to get the money and the resources that you need. You're gonna be getting by, but whatever it is that you'll be getting ideas for or starting or like innovating, it's gonna yield results for you guys. It's just going to take a little time, and what you're really doing is like waiting for whatever it is that you also started already implementing to kind of yield more harvest. For now, it's just it's like a little bit, but it'll get there. Things take time. It also kind of feels like you guys are vulnerable, but that vulnerability has allowed for divine to come through. Like I'm really being shown this, the Queen of Wands, her white cloak, and the fact that the clasp is the heart. And it's almost like this experience, like in some sense, could have cracked you a little open or something. Or that fragileness, right, allows for the vulnerability for divine to really seep into your life, living with your heart. Like it may not seem like it now, but it feels like you're going to actually be living freer and happier, even without this other person or the home that you may be leaving behind, or whatever this situation in regards to what we talked about as being left behind. Even without them or this stuff, you're going to actually be feeling freer because you're not going to be inhibited by considering them or the situation, there's so many compromises, and you're going to realize just how much mental stress it caused. So even though there's a little bit of fragileness here, there's a little bit of vulnerability, it feels like the focus of the month is letting divine come in through that vulnerability. And it's like also calling on a little bit of patience in regards to your investments and the way that you're waiting for them to yield and stuff, like some projects and stuff financially. Just gotta wait a little bit more with the money. Okay, in regards to what divine wants you to focus on healing for the month of July, right, the emotional spiritual part of the journey, you guys actually have the most cards for this so far. So we have increase your frequency, higher conscious awareness. Soulmate, clearing core wounds. Open your heart, set loving boundaries. Surrender, dark night of the soul. I feel like all of this goes really well with the other cards that came out for you. Remember, I was saying with this Queen of Wands energy, right? Like there was extra emphasis on the heart and the white. And even here, right? This is a heart and it's not white, but there's like these light colors all around here. And it says, open your heart and surrender. And the fact that it's a dark night of the soul, the reason that you're going through such hardship, it kind of feels like chaos, like everything is falling apart. It's part of your evolution. It's part of your healing. The universe and divine are challenging you right now. This is just a really difficult test. And I feel tears coming on again. They're just challenging you right now to really get down. Like when you break apart and you crack open, right? And you're that vulnerable state. When you crack open, you can see what the core wounds within you are. They just come to you, as opposed to when everything else is functioning in your life and you're distracted by everything. So even with the soulmate card, don't take it to heart in regards to, oh, somebody else is coming into your life romantically. No, now is not the time for that. Definitely not. What this is saying is you are your own soulmate, and it feels like there are core beliefs that you have when it comes to love that stem from childhood, that you came up with, your ego came up with, your inner child came up with as a form of protection, and they mirror in your romantic relationships and the types of relationships that you had attracted up until this point. And so now is the time for you to just have this, well, higher conscious awareness, right? To give insight, to really see what these core beliefs are and heal them, address them, send love to them. You know what, you guys? There is a video that was recommended to me for healing the inner child. And I've been recommending it to almost everybody since I've seen it, because even though some of this stuff is stuff that I've already known, this woman, the way that she puts it together is just so remarkable. Like, it's just so, I feel like it sits, like the way it just, how sometimes some people can say something a certain way and it just kind of clicks. She compiles all this information together in a specific certain way that it just clicks for me. It's a bit of a longer video, but she gives exercises and everything, and I'm going to leave it in the description for you guys to check out, because I think it could help you when it comes to gaining this higher conscious awareness of what's going on. And like really, really getting in deep. You guys are evolving. A lot of people right now are evolving. And some people are having to let go of a lot more than others. And I feel like you guys have, it almost feels like a purge in your life, Like the universe is just making you really let it all go now. Like basically almost all of it. It feels very fragile and very vulnerable. But the reward is going to be incredible, It's just you've got to tough it out a little longer. And I feel like you guys have thought maybe that you were open to love, or you were working on love, or maybe you're even aware that you need to open yourself to love, but it almost feels like even if you were working on it, there's still a part of you that has been resisting it. Like you were working on it, there is like an underlying thing. And I think once you start doing that inner child work, right, if you watch that video, I think that's going to help get you to your core wound. Because it's almost like, and I've been using this example quite often recently, but it's like that core belief and wound is like a tree trunk. And it branches off into these other wounds and beliefs, right? And then those branches get their own branches. And so we get down to one of those first branches that was formed from the trunk, right? And we're like, yes, that's the core belief. And that's one of the other core beliefs with the other branches. And we tackle those branches, but the branches keep growing sometimes, or after a certain amount of time, they come back and we're like, why? Like, I've done so much work. And it's because you were looking at the branches, and what you really needed to look at was the trunk and the roots. So it's like you need to go or dive a little deeper. And I think what's going to make this experience a little easier and more transcendent is, and I think you guys are already doing it, to be honest with you, is just surrender and just let it go. Like, cry if you have to. And you're going to be walking through life as if you're like dazed or something, and you're not really sure what's going on, but that's okay. That's just part of the process. That's part of your grief. You need to release it. There's no more suppressing, and I know there's no more suppressing. You guys have come quite a long way. Okay? And so any additional messages we have obstacle, death. Yeah, that's why I was saying it kind of feels like there was a death. I mean, the death could also be the death of this cycle for you guys. Remember I said it's like you're really letting go, so it's like the end of a cycle. We have the 8 of Swords again. But it came out in reverse, so I'm not sure if I'm going to take it reverse. For now, I'll put it sideways. We have the 3 of Swords again as well. You've got to let this person go, you guys. I know it's hard, but you've got to let them go. Then you have the Son of Pentacles. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Tower. So this is like additional messages and stuff in regards to July, but it could just be in regards to the reading. And it may seem like you guys are making progress and you were going forward in life, and then this situation happened and it just uprooted you. Just know it has to happen, okay? I know it doesn't make sense. I know that's not comforting to hear, but everyone has their time. And we choose it before we come here, you know? And again, I know that's not comforting at all. But just know that you are divinely protected, taken care of, and loved. Okay, you're not a victim. You're not trapped. You're not stuck. Okay, you will overcome this. You will, and you're gonna feel joy again. And it's okay to feel joy when you feel it. Anybody involved in the situation that's truly deeply at the core, you know, even if it is a person that has passed away, they don't blame you. They don't blame you. They know it's not your fault. When they pass, they drop their ego, you know, and their soul knows. They don't blame you. It feels like this other person that could have been a romantic interest, like there's like a soul contract with them, and like it just causes more grief and pain for you guys, and it comes to the point where you're just like, I mean, if you live with them, is it worth living? It's just eating you up alive. I know you're going to be worrying about where you're going to sleep, where you're going to live, how you're going to eat, but you're going to feel so much freer if you leave them, when you leave. And to be honest, this whole time that I'm doing this reading, I keep thinking about a friend, and I hope this isn't what you're going through if you're watching, and I'm sorry if it is. And I love you, regardless of who's watching, you know. But yeah, so it just feels like there's indecision here, you know. There's a lot of concern and worry, and the universe is just trying to say, like, please know we have your back. We have your back, okay? I know it's a shock. I know it's all of a sudden. I know it's like a crash landing. It's like a crash landing and burning beyond the point of resurrection. Pure kind of destruction, but we have your back. And you have the 7. This moon symbol, which is also, I think, like the world card in tarot. Virgo. And Ceres, I think it's pronounced Ceres, which is an asteroid. And this one is like associated with healing, and so is Virgo. Virgo Ceres, right? It's mother energy, because it's Demeter and the Virgin, and it's healing. And then with 7, that's like your relationships. So it's like, I know you're going through a hard time, but trust me, you will overcome this. And there's just a lot of healing energy that is being sent to you, and that is part of this process. Part of this journey is just healing this wound, you know. You will overcome this. Hope is not lost. It's not the end of the world. You will overcome this. And it feels like there's emphasis in regards to healing your relationships, types of relationships that you have and attract, so that you can actually bring in a good soulmate, life partner, and friend. And when I say soulmate, it doesn't always have to be romantic, you know, friends, family, they can also be soulmates. But yeah, it just feels like this is a new phase in your life that is being ushered in such a crazy way. But my prayers and love are with you, group 3, okay? I'm sending you lots of love and light, and if you feel like you need to talk, you can reach out to me either in the comments, or my email is in the description box below. But and also if you are willing, there I'll put the video for you guys in the description below as well. And also, if you were interested in the cards, they're going to be in the description down below. All right, you guys. I'm sorry this was such a somber reading and way of ending this reading, but I wish you guys lots of love and light, and you will overcome this, okay? All right. Bye, group 3. Hi, group 4. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the cactus. I'm going to set your card aside here, you guys. The readings have been kind of intense and quite varying, so I'm curious to see what yours will be about, but I think yours will be a little lighter than group 3 and possibly group 2 as well. You guys are definitely going through a transformation. Everyone is at the moment. But yes, I'm excited for your reading. I'm going to shuffle out your cards and I'll be right back. Okay, group 4. So this is just some of your cards. The others I'll lay out once we get to them. The first part is what you're currently experiencing. This is what you have the opportunity to leave behind in the month of July. So first we have Temperance. The Tower. Also, I feel like you guys need to voice your opinions more. You guys need to speak your mind. It's okay to say what you want to the universe. The Page of Wands. The Chariot. The Hanged Man. And the Nine of Cups. And I'm keeping this separate. I hope that doesn't irk too many of you, but I just feel like this is slightly separate from this. So that's why it's there. Okay. What are you guys currently experiencing? I feel like you guys are currently feeling like there's a bit of a block. You're just allowing yourself to go with the flow of life, and like you're receiving information, but you're not doing as much that you want to be doing with it. Like, you're getting this creative insight and motivation and inspiration, yet you're not taking action. You still feel like you're stuck in a moment of pause or wait. And I feel like it's frustrating you, but you're trying to surrender to the situation because you're trying to have a different response and approach to the way you handle things, because you want a different result, and you're trying to be kind and gentle to yourself, which indicates to me that you guys have done a lot of healing, and, you know, the world, your guides, the universe, divine, they're very proud of you for that. They're saying, I'm proud of you. We're proud of you. You've done a lot of healing. The cactus seems like something spiky, but inside there's like this healing nectar and juice. I know it's some of cactuses, but we're going to say that because this is what I'm feeling from this, okay? There's like a healing nectar and juice. Like, it seems spiky, but really it's gentle inside and it's nurturing, and you guys are doing that self-love, and maybe you've been in a bit of an isolation because of it, right? With the spikes, keeping people at bay as you're nurturing your inner world. So maybe in some regard, it's like, I've done so much on my own. There could be a little sense of loneliness, but not like you feel a little lonely, but you're not alone. You know, there's like, it would be nice to share my experiences in life with somebody, but you're not like desperately looking for someone, because you get it. You surrender to what's going on in your life. And it may seem like some drastic changes could be happening, but you're, again, just kind of going with the flow. Like, you're really going into a state of surrender, you know, and it's very impressive that you're able to do so. So again, we're really proud of you. Good job, group 4. You've done the work, and it's showing. It's evident. You're doing it, okay? And you didn't allow yourself to go into a state of panic. You just kind of stayed calm, which is extremely, incredibly impressive. You're doing incredibly great. I don't know why I keep wanting to say the word incredible, but I do for you guys, okay? You're incredible, and you're great, and you are enough. Affirm with me. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. Okay. Okay, in regards to what you're being given the opportunity to leave behind, it feels like you guys are rushing, right? And as I say that, I'm like noticing like my leg. I started shaking my leg, but it feels like there was always this rush in regards to getting to a destination, and you guys have the opportunity to let it go so you can enjoy the journey. I feel like you already started doing that, you know, but you're being given even more so. Like, it's almost like you're releasing these judgments and this rushing energy that you put on yourself, and you're surrendering to divine timing. And I'm hearing like your patience is being rewarded. Your patience is being rewarded. I just keep hearing that. They don't want to comment too much on it because I think they're protecting the outcome by not saying too much. Which is why we'll move on to the 9 of Cups, because again, I feel like here they're trying to protect the outcome and they don't want me to say too much. Like, I'm getting a couple of hints here, but they don't want me to say it because they're protecting the outcome. And I think you will understand that because of all the surrendering and work that you've done. You're like, I want to know, but okay, I get it, you know? And that just made me think of one of my friends too. She's got a southern accent, and I don't know why I felt the need of saying it like her. I didn't do it, but you know. Anyway, and this, remember how I said this is kind of like a side message? So this is the 9 of Cups, but you see how this person, like, normally the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, right? And just fulfillment in general. And you see how holistic this card is. She's got her hand on her heart and on her sacral chakra. Or is that? Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It's just like this gentleness, like acceptance, you know? It's grace. You guys are embodying grace. Your guides are so proud of you. Oh my gosh, you know what? This is really making me think of my southern friend. If she's watching this, girl, if you're watching this, let me know. Because it's funny because, we had a whole thing with the I'm proud of you kind of thing. So, anyway, it's just saying like your guides are saying you're doing the work and we're really proud of you. Okay, you're doing the work. It's incredible. That was nice, short and sweet. So let's get into the next part of the reading, which would actually be the theme for July for you guys in the material world. So you have the Ace of Swords and the 9 of Wands. You actually have 3 cards for this, and you have the Queen. Oh, no. Oh, you have a lot more. Okay. So the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the 2 of Wands. So you guys have the most of this particular deck in this section of the reading. You have the most of those cards. So let's see. What is the focus of July for you? Okay, I feel like for you guys, July is all about making your dream come into fruition. You're working on your goals. You're getting your accomplishments done. I just feel like they keep saying you're just on the right track. You're on the right track. You're doing the right thing. So if any of you are having any possible slight chances of a doubt, which I think even if you did, you would talk yourself out of the doubt because you're just that far along in like the right path. But if you were having those doubts, it's like confirmation, like, no, you're doing the right thing. Okay. You're putting in the effort. Like, I'm seeing somebody on a computer, like doing what they have to do. Yeah, sure. There could be a little bit of isolation still, you know, as you're progressing in your life. and the other people were kind of a little bit left behind, but that's okay. That's part of the process, you know. So there seems to be like there's a chance you may experience a little bit of, I don't know what the word, I do know the word, but I can't remember it. I heard melancholy, but not melancholy. It's like reminiscence, you know, nostalgia. Like there's a bit of feelings of nostalgia as you're progressing. You're not saying, "Ugh, I need those moments back," but you are like, you know, there's just this possibility that because you're just going through all this stuff, you have to be a little bit on your own to be productive in doing it. So there's just like, you know, kind of like, I miss my friends, I miss my family, I miss those kinds of good memories and good times. But again, you've just got a lot going on. You're being really productive and efficient, and that's also one of the reasons why you're not seeing them as often, kind of. And again, like part of them you have outgrown. Okay, I'm also seeing like a little bit of travel for you guys, but it doesn't feel international. It feels a little interstate. So that doesn't necessarily have to be for July. I just think maybe you could be planning a trip or getting excited about something along those lines. And again, this is a general reading, so not everyone who's picked group 4 is going to go to a different state. But it just feels like you guys are going to be taking like a weekend or a break away. Or for some of you, like you're expanding whatever project that you're working on in another state, or thinking of opening a business in another state for some of you. Maybe it's because of tax, but that's if you're in the US, right? If you're watching from another part of the world, so it's a little different. But again, it's like you're traveling within your own country. Let's see what else I can get here before moving on to the next cards. Okay, again, this is a general reading, so this could just be for one or two of you, but I'm getting Portugal. Maybe some of you guys are going back home or going home to Portugal, if you're from Portugal, or visiting someone's home or a friend in Portugal. I also heard Napa Valley, which I think that's in the US. Is that in California or in Florida? I don't know. Sweden for some reason, and France, like maybe province or just in general, like the south of France or just France. And if I didn't list those countries and you actually are going to another country or something, because I know I said this is like interstate travel, but for again, it's a general reading, you know, so the consensus here is there's a sense of travel, or planning a trip. But yeah, so that's for just some of you. And then in regards to, and that's the energy of July, right? In the physical world, like you just getting stuff done, you're on the right track, but there's a little bit of loneliness because you're doing the things you have to do, and there's a bit of healing involved, I feel like. So like you get it, but it doesn't stop you from getting those like nostalgic feelings of friendship, like missing friendship and connection and family. And then what Divine wants you to focus on in regards to healing, right? Which is interesting. They want you to focus healing, and you have mystical messages and follow the signs. This is interesting for me because I need a moment to interpret this. Okay, I feel like you guys look for signs very often, and this has to do with trusting yourself, and you've gotten better at it, and Divine does communicate with you through signs, and they will continue to do so, but they want you to really hone in on trusting yourself. Like, stop doubting yourself so much, you know? Again, I feel like you guys have gotten better, but this is more so about really getting in touch with yourself, and in July, like, just learning to trust yourself even more. You have a very good intuition and gut instincts and feelings, so you know exactly what you've got to do, and you know how long you have to stay separated from people, and when it's okay and time for you to integrate them back into your life. You know, and I feel tears coming into my eyes, so I feel like this is very deeply emotionally involved for you guys, because maybe you really are just truly feeling a bit lonely and nostalgic, and like you miss your family and friends, and you miss connection. But it's just, you've got to hold out a little longer, you know, and you'll know when it's time. So trust yourself. Trust and know that you're not doing this as like a form of self deprecation. I think that's the right wording, like deprecation or torture or stuff. You're doing this because it's just, you need to do this for right now, for this phase of your life. And it's not for too long, really, because you're going to know when it's going to be okay to integrate people back, and you're going to make new friends, new soul family, people that can grow with you, you know, because going back to some of these other relationships, you've outgrown some of the people, for some of you, that is. And it just won't feel the same when you do interact with them, you know? It's like the memory is going to be better than what you actually experience. And then additional final messages, we have vanity. Look how pretty this purple is. Amethyst. Do you like purple? Do you like amethyst? Do you have an amethyst? Pessimism. Okay, that's that self-doubt and needing to trust yourself. And even with the vanity, right? Like, for me, the way that it's coming through is like, trust yourself. Believe in yourself a little more. It's just about confidence, you know? Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. I just heard for one of you guys, or 2 or 3. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles. The Son of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. And the Ace of Pentacles. So you really are creating something great for yourself, okay? It's something new, it's something fun, it's something adventurous for you. There's little risk involved, but that's what makes it worthwhile. And you're just doing your own independent thing, and divine is really sheltering you right now. Your guides are really protecting you. That's another reason why you're kind of feeling lonely and you're on your own. But just tune into the fact that you're not, even when you're physically alone, you're not on your own, because your guides, your team are with you. So when you start to feel lonely, they're saying, hey, like, connect with us, you know, talk to us. We'll talk with you. Like, talk to your guides, connect with your guides. And see the love of life, you know? Then we also have Mercury, which is funny. We were just saying talk to your guides. Virgo, right? We were talking about that healing energy. 11. Can you see the 11? 11. If it was, and then 3, which is another, the 3rd house is the house of Gemini and is ruled by Mercury. So again, there's like, and also like innovative technology and like social media. So if you guys are making an app, great. I'm thinking of a friend, to be honest with you, because it's coming through here. But it could be like an app, or doing like some kind of presence on social media. Like, you're building your own thing, you know? And and this time of loneliness is necessary. It's part of the process, okay? It's part of the process. It's part of your healing journey to be able to be okay on your own, to feel comfortable on your own. And you're never really alone. So even with the Mercury, right, it's like your guides are saying, communicate with us. So I don't feel like you guys are going to be like feeling lonely for too much longer, to be honest with you. It's not like the whole month of July this is something you have to deal with. Again, this is some of you, because it is general. So some of you guys are moving on a faster timeline than others. So for a few of you, I feel like 2 to 3 weeks in July, you'll be feeling this way. And then it'll start shifting a little bit. You'll be able to open up to more opportunities, because you're going to know it's time. And then for some of you, it could be a little longer. But I do feel mainly more like 2 or 3 weeks. But again, time is always changing, and I like to give that disclaimer with timing. But yeah, that was your reading. I'm sorry, I just started packing up, you guys. I guess, yeah. That was your reading, group 4. I'm sending you lots of light and love. I'm really proud of you. I'm very excited for you, and I would love for you to share your journey with me in the comments down below. I will adjust my ring because that was bothering me. But yeah, so let me know what you guys are going through, what you're experiencing, or if you want to share your ideas or just talk. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Enjoy the rest of your day. Again, lots of love and light to you. Mwah. Bye. Hello, Group 5. Welcome to your reading. This is your group if you have chosen the Indian pipe. Do I sound like one of those infomercials? The Indian pipe. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Also, I'd just like to say it seems like you have been focusing a lot of energy outward. You're an outward-facing person. You have the capability and capacity to do a lot. Yeah, okay. I'm going to shuffle out your cards and I'll be right back. Okay, Group 5, welcome back. I don't know why I keep doing that, as if it's literally just a second for you guys, but I'm here shuffling for like a good 5 minutes. And I'm just like, welcome back, but it was just a cut for you. But anyway, I think you guys are also probably really funny. Group 5. But anyway. Okay, so this is just some of the cards. The rest will unveil after we get through these. So the top are what you're currently experiencing. The bottom are what you have the opportunity to leave behind in the month of July. I wanted to say July, but I meant to say June, so I guess it could carry on into into July, that you'll be leaving in June, or, because I posted this pretty late, so it will bleed into the first couple of weeks of July. But yes, we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you guys are also very quick thinkers. The Star. I love this card. And the 10 of Cups. And then we also have the Page of Coins, or Page of Pentacles. The King of Cups, which is funny because this card has come out in 3 groups now. 3 or 4. And there's only 6. So 9 of Coins, or 9 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Cups. Okay. What you are currently experiencing. I feel like you guys are currently okay. I feel like you guys are currently cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you, or like working towards it. And honestly, I feel like you may be spreading yourselves a little thin. You feel like you can handle it though. But remember how I said with this card that you guys are kind of outward facing, and you see like the flowers now look down. Like they're looking down. So it's almost like you give a lot of yourself, So you're kind of spreading yourself out too thin. You're a powerful being, right? And you're capable of doing a lot. But it's almost like a reminder of being a little mindful, not to sabotage yourself in that regard. But you do have a lot of good things happening at the moment in regards to just emotional happiness. There is fulfillment, I feel like there's even possibility for some of you to be reconnecting some old relationships, which is nice. It could be friendships. It doesn't have to mean romantic at all, but like friendships, family, like maybe if there was distance with certain family relatives, you guys are finding like some common ground or having communication. Oh, and I just got an affirmation, so I'm going to read it to you guys because it came to your group. So, I'm grateful for the new seeds that I have planted in my soul. So you see, it's like you guys are powerful. You're doing the work. You've got a lot going on. Your guides are very strongly with you. It's just a reminder of being careful, of spreading yourself too thin. I think you're getting so excited about the outcomes that you're just kind of going for stuff, like rushing in. And then afterwards, you're like, maybe this might have been a little unnecessary. Oh, okay, yes, this, and this, sure. I'm glad I did it. But maybe this 4th thing was a little unnecessary, and it kind of ended up really tired, kind of thing. But yeah, your ancestors are also very strongly with you guys, guiding you right now too. And it just feels like, again, there's this emotional fulfillment in a sense. And then in regards to what you have the opportunity to leave behind, honestly, it feels like something that you guys can leave behind is indecision. Like you're so guided right now that I feel like before you may have had issues with indecision and like, I don't know what to do, what to choose, which option. And now you're in a place where you can just be like, I know that whatever I do, it's because I was divinely guided to do so. And if you're not feeling that right now, know that that is the case, because right now you're so divinely guided. Like I mentioned, you're a very powerful being and soul, and your ancestors are really strongly with you. And like every step of the way, you're being divinely guided. So don't worry about making the wrong choice. So those kinds of concerns you can leave behind. Yeah, like I feel like there's so many options and you're just like, I don't want to miss out on anything and I don't want to make the wrong choice. But whatever, regardless of what you choose, you're doing the right thing. You're not leaving something behind. You're always going to be missing something. By doing everything, you could miss out on alone time. By doing only alone time, you could miss out on opportunities. You know, there's always something that you're going to be missing. So don't worry about missing out on something, because regardless of what you do, even if you could multiply yourselves into multiple beings, there's always going to be something that you're missing. So don't dwell too much on missing opportunities or chances, and just trust that whatever it is that you do is what you can handle and what you're capable of and what you're meant to be doing. Yeah, so it just really, mainly the biggest thing that's coming through is the indecision, like leaving behind indecision. Okay, well, that's nice. And like, remember I mentioned cutting out stuff and that no longer serves you and stuff like that. But now let's get into the energies of what the theme for July is. So we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles. You guys have a lot of cups and pentacle energy. And the Chariot, or the Chariot. That's not actually probably how you say it in French at all. I don't know why I felt the need to do that. I was feeling playful and silly because you guys are playful and silly, and I feel like sometimes you can be jittery or jumpy, and maybe for some of you caffeine is not good. So if you're one of those people that knows you should be off caffeine, be off caffeine. Yeah, with the Queen of Swords, again, it just kind of feels like, and with the other two cards, like there's a lot of, for July, forward movement, a lot of guidance from your ancestors and your star guides and star being guides. And also like you're cutting out people. You're setting boundaries. Like you're just getting better at setting boundaries, being okay with what I just mentioned before, like what you're leaving behind, like being okay with accomplishing some things and then some things not happening and being okay with them not happening. And like you're just like mentally becoming healthier, you know? And again, I'm getting strongly in regards to setting the boundaries. That's really big. And setting limits for yourself so that you don't spread yourself too thin. You're like, okay, I can do this much social interaction this week and no more than that because I need me time. You know, like you're showing up for yourself. You're standing up for yourself. And it's great because before you would give too much and be depleted, but now you're doing the right things. You know, the universe wants to guide you and reward you. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a feel on this King of Pentacles before I reveal the next card. But this King of Pentacles, for me, just kind of feels like a little bit more so stability. So it's kind of like your work situation, right? Your material stuff. It kind of feels like it's stable. You know, it's not like massively expanding, but it's not also like dropping. So that's not a concern. It kind of just feels like regularized. Is that a word? Regularized? Right. Normalized, like, you know, like it's staying like on the same line. It's not like it's like stable. So that's nice too. Now let's see what the universe would like for you to heal, what divine is guiding you to heal. Actually, when I was shuffling these cards, all of them just kind of flew all over the place, which is interesting. But we have the two that we ended up getting after I reshuffled was Speak Your Truth, Express Yourself, and Rebirth, Personal Freedom Unleashed. Yeah, again, it just feels like you guys are already doing the work, right? You're setting the boundaries. You tell people, like, this is as much that I can do. This is as much as I can interact. And you're no longer a slave to the desire of being everything that you need, or everything that people need. Like, you're no longer a slave for being, like, what people need from you. So I feel like you guys are already on track in regards to healing what it is that divine would like you to focus on for this month. It's like, don't book your schedule too much. Make sure there is time available for you, and be open about that with the people in your life, you know. But I get the feeling like you're already kind of doing that anyway. And liberate yourself from, I was going to say your mind, but again, I'm getting your responsibilities. Like, as long as you don't spread yourself too thin, you know? We want to taste some of the stuff that you're spreading on that bread. But if you spread it too thin, then it's like there's no flavor. There's nothing left. There was no point of doing it at all. It's a weird analogy. But anyway, and additional messages. We've got magic, rebirth, sense, but it was upside down, which I'll take as a reversal, and intuition. Then we also have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, a lot of pentacle energy. The 4 of Cups and a lot of cup energy for you guys. The World and Temperance. So again, this is just re-emphasizing for me the fact that you guys are doing the work that you've got to be doing. You know, you're still going to be a bit of a busy bee, but you guys are just on track. Like, everything here just keeps indicating to me that you're right. You're on track for where your life should be, or the phase of your life that you're meant to be in. They want you to stop and just celebrate yourself and realize, like, wow, I did that. I did do that. Like, I did it. I overcame. I did it. And with this intuition card, they're just indicating again that you really are being divinely guided. You are doing the things that you're meant to be doing. And temperance is all about balance, right? So it's not spreading yourself too thin. So that seems to be the biggest message of your reading, is really just being conscious of the fact that you need you too, but you also need a social life and a work life and all of this balance. So really the main focus for you guys is just allowing yourself to stay within the boundaries of your balance and being clear and communicative about the things, about your boundaries and about what is right for you and what is not. And you guys have just grown and expanded so much. And in regards to the sense, it's like you're starting to trust your gut more than like your mind, you know? The things that your mind or insecurities would have said before, like, you're actually just trusting your guidance and your gut more. So kudos to you. Like, you guys are doing really great. And for the final messages, we've got 13, which I don't know if you can see or not, but that is the equivalence of death. You have Gemini, the Sun, and the 12th house. So it's interesting because you have death, you have rebirth, you have the 12th house, which is the end of the astrological cycle, and the new cycle begins after this. You have Gemini and the Sun. The Sun is your personality, your ego, it's you. So it's just, I feel like reiterating the fact that you have transformed, you have transmuted yourself. You're like an alchemist. We all have the ability to do so, but you're like rushing, going through your healing, like 1, 2, 3 step, and I think that's why all of, like, when it came to the healing, all of the cards fell out, because it's like you guys are just rushing, like bang, bang, bang. You're like meeting every what is the word, like benchmark, like every deadline. You're just laying it all out. You're bang, 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 like you're just getting it done. You're doing it. You're doing the work. It's incredible. We're very proud of you. And I feel like, remember, this is a general reading, but some of you may get a little bit of communication when it comes to like love or romance. And for those of you that do get that communication, just know, have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously, right? Let it be light, playful, kind, and sensitive. And keep in mind the boundaries that you were getting so good at setting up and setting the standard for. Because this person would need to know, like, hey, I'm still doing this for me, and this is my priority. So that's for some of you. But also, I just feel like this is overall balance within your mind. Again, that mind, body, soul thing. You guys are just on top of, you're doing great, okay? You're on top of your game. Incredible. Amazing. Wonderful. How does it go? Something, cover. What is it? Beautiful. Something. Cover girl. I don't know. But you're doing great. Very proud of you, and very grateful for you stopping by. Group number 5. I'm sending you so much I'm sending you so much love and light. And I'm wishing you to enjoy the rest of your beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for tuning in. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. So please reach out, have a conversation with me, or just, let me know if it resonated, or if you're one of those few people that love message was for, or just about your journey in regards to your self-growth. Okay? Bye guys. Lots of love. Hello, group 6. This is your group if you have chosen the elderberry. Delicious nourishment for the soul. You guys, like chicken soup for the soul. I'm going to move your card to the side here, you guys, and I'm going to shuffle out your cards. I will be right back. I'm back. Funny story. As I was shuffling the final cards, which are off screen, we'll get into them after. I'm splitting it in 2 sections. I was just thinking, group 6, something in regards to a soulmate, a higher level soulmate. As I finished shuffling, I look, and on the back, there is the Lovers. I was like, oh, okay, so it really is a higher level soulmate coming through. But we'll get to that afterwards. First, we're going to be focusing on what you're currently experiencing, and then what you have the opportunity to leave behind. I know this is kind of wonky, but it's because this is a slightly separate topic. Like, the focuses are slightly separate, which is why it's like that. So first we have the Empress, which, ooh la la, and the Queen of Pentacles. You guys are I just heard Love on Top by Beyonce. I think that's what it's called. Then we have the Magician, and I think it's by Beyonce. I'm not the best with modern music, you guys. Like, the stuff that's on the radio, mainly, like, obviously I listen to modern music. But anyway, Ace of Swords, the King of Swords. You have a lot of people, I will say, present in your cards. The 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so in regards to how you're currently what you're currently experiencing, I feel like you guys are just flourishing. You're like coming out into the world, this beautiful divine essence. And right now, depending on, it doesn't matter your gender, but the energy is more feminine. It's like you're just, the creativity is like spewing out of you. You're in tune with nature. I can see you walking by flowers and smelling them and looking at cute little birds, and so nurturing. And both of these women have their hands facing the same direction. They're it's, well, to my left, right? And they're holding something in those hands, but it's their right, which rules the left. It's like ruled by the left hemisphere. I don't know, whatever. Okay, but they're both holding something too. Like the Empress actually has her hand, there's a little bird here, and then the Queen of Coins, it's a pentacle. Pardon. So I just feel like you guys are just flourishing, you know. The universe is nurturing you. You feel connected, guided. You're feeling good. You're feeling sexy. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You're feeling sexy. You're feeling yourself. You're feeling, well, I feel like you guys could do a little more to connect with your sensuality. Like, you're feeling sexy, but like you could be moving your body in a sensual manner a little bit more. But really, I'm seeing like you guys are feeling like you're really coming into your own. You're growing into your own. Like, you're feeling beautiful, bountiful. If you've ever had body insecurities or body dysmorphia, it's almost like you're accepting your body as it is. You're feeling like, again, because this feels like more feminine energy, regardless of gender, it's like you're feeling like a goddess. You know what I'm saying? And I think people may start noticing you on the streets, you know, like, and I think that's making you feel yourself a little bit more, but it's like, good, you deserve it. It's not like divine is saying, oh, there's an ego trip going on there. It's like, no, I think you've taken a lot of work to get to where you currently are now, and your frequency and vibration has raised, which is why your beauty is just being magnified and like amplified, you know, on a soul level and on a physical level. You guys are... I just heard you got some great birthing hips, you know. So that's why I guess it could be like for some people who had body issues, you know, it's like, no, now I'm seeing my body as sexy. There's a lot of emphasis on that, like female empowerment, I see. But again, this is without gender, but it just seems to be leaning strongly more towards the feminine energy. So yeah, so you guys are feeling yourselves. You're feeling cute. You're feeling sexy, you know. You're feeling good. Okay, like that song, Feeling Good. I mean, that's what elderberry does, right? It helps. It's that cough medicine. It's, even on the back it says relief, you know. So, and I feel like you guys are like medicine for a lot of people. I don't know if I said it or not, but it's like you guys are like, it made me think of Chicken Soup for the Soul, you know, like those books. Like, people consider you as like super nourishing and nourishment with lots of divine, like nurturing energy, divine feminine. And again, men can have feminine energy too, like that feminine nurturing aspect. It does not mean that they're like, oh, you know, like there's no weird gender stuff in regards to that. It doesn't mean that you're like a woman or whatever. Yes, so that's nice. That's what you're currently experiencing. Very nice, very nice. And then in regards to what you have the opportunity to leave behind. Okay, so remember how I said it's like two separate things. So I feel like one of them is an emotional state and one of them has to do with, okay, if this, like with people, okay? So because there's extra feminine energy here, right, with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, the two masculine figures are down here, which is why it's almost like saying a woman and a man, but I'm going to speak the way that I normally speak and apply how it resonates with you, you know? Like, if you're a woman into women, then it's women with masculine energy. If you're a man into men, then it's men with more masculine energy, and you have a little bit more of the feminine energy. If you're straight, apply it that way. If you're a man and this person is a woman and you have the more feminine energy and she's got the more masculine, you know what I mean? It's like all that stuff. So I'm gonna speak the way I speak, though, so disclaimer aside. But yes, so it's like this woman is cutting these men out, you see, with the Ace of Swords. It's like these either exes or people that she's had relations with before, or communication with before, that was like a more spiritual connection or something. And it's like, yeah, I'm done with you. You know, I got options now. So it's like being able to actually release those people. And I think release expectations and standards that this person, that you have on yourself. And allowing yourself to just kind of go with the flow. Like, you're really leaning into your abundance mindset. And So that's to do with people, you know, like you're getting ready to release past people, old people, ex energy, even if it wasn't like real relationships, but people that you used to give your energy to, that were a little colder, you know, not that they were bad people, but you were drawn in by certain traits that maybe weren't the healthiest for you. And I'm not saying they were really bad, like these people are narcissists or anything like that, but it just seems like you were drawn in because there was a lack of something within you, and that person had it to an extreme, and like, you know, so it's almost like you're being able to finally really let go of those people, and it looks like there's a chance that it could have been 2 people. Yes. And one of them had the promise of being everything that you thought you could have ever wanted, but now you're ready to let him go. And then the other one was more so, I guess, showing you your boundaries, and that you are able to keep to your boundaries, and you know how much you've grown, and like your limits, and you're ready to let them go too. And then these, remember I told you were on the side because they're a side message. So another thing that you have the opportunity to leave behind, and I know this can bleed into the first couple of weeks of July because I've posted this quite late, because I got the idea, I was given the idea by the universe and my guides today. So today is the, what is it, the 30th? What day is it today? Second. It is the 30th of June, the last day of June. So I understand that this is not really helpful in regards to what you find out, because you probably will be seeing this in July. So it can bleed into the first couple of weeks of July. I'll be better with the timing now that this idea has come to me, and all of that has been given to me by divine. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm feeling a little goofy and a little loopy. I think it's because I'm hungry, and your energy is very joyful and contagious. So it's probably the combination of the two. Okay, anyway, let's get on with the reading. So the other thing, which is a little bit more, it got a little emotionally serious when we got to these 2 cards that you have the opportunity to leave behind, is the sensation that you will be betrayed or left behind, that love brings you pain, that love brings you hurt, and that love has a victor, you know, that there's a winner when it comes to relationships and love, like somebody is winning and somebody is losing. That's not what compromise is. Compromise doesn't mean that one person wins and the other person lose. Compromise actually means, in a way, that both people win and both people lose. So I think it's like you're evaluating your stance in regards to relationships and how you view them and how you see a healthy relationship playing out. And again, it kind of goes into the boundaries and like how this last person or this past person, that was not the one that was like, oh, they have the everything. The other, like the one after that one, kind of showed you your boundaries, you know. So it's like playing more into that. And I think it's also playing into like self-sabotage. You guys have done a lot of healing, and you're continuing to do the healing, right? So I feel like you guys are also letting go of the self-sabotage and negative self-talk that no longer serves you. And I feel like you guys are going to be doing a lot of healing the inner wound, like your inner child wounds, deep healing. Healing the inner child, healing the inner wounds, inner world wound, inner child. I don't know. I keep trying to feel the words, that the words feel right. You know what this is making me think of? I feel like you guys can sometimes get midnight madness. Like you could be really tired, and then in the middle of the night, right, if you're awake, if you stay up past a certain time, you become like loopy and crazy and hyper from exhaustion. Because I think that's what I'm experiencing right now. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have the ability, so you can release these people, right, once and for all, for good. Like, I don't need them anymore. I've learned my lessons from them. I don't need to hold on. I think that's another thing you're releasing, is like, it's part of like the faith and trust, right? I know that I will get better, so I don't have to keep holding out for whatever energetic tie I had with these people. Even though they're no longer talking to you maybe, or even in your lives anymore, and you're like, I'm done with them. It's like energetically you were holding on because you thought, but what if this was it? And I think you finally have this ability with this sword to cut them out. To cut them out and let them go. And then again, with this being more like focus on the self-sabotage, and I think like giving voice to your inner child and being your own personal hero. And that's what's going to help bring in that next love of a lifetime, that divine counterpart. Anyway, the focus of July, we have the theme for July in the material sense, which is funny that you have this material card, but it is the Ace of Pentacles and Judgment. Okay, so you guys are definitely working on your divine calling, your divine purpose and mission, and making that coin, okay? I feel like you guys are creating opportunities for yourself because you're taking action on divine guidance. Maybe you felt like you were sitting or like on a break or on a pause. Maybe you resonated with another pile before in this reading, and now you're in this place in this reading. Like in this pile is your energy more. But yeah, so it just feels like, and I'm also hearing the word like saving grace, like divine is coming through like a saving grace, like helping you through all of this. And yeah, you guys are just following your mission and purpose. Like the emphasis on love life is not there for July. The emphasis is more so on your material world and life and physical manifestations and abundance and prosperity, and creating these opportunities and career goals and meeting them and reaching them in this month, in this coming month. So at least starting our ideas at least starting ideas and like planting the seeds, you know, putting these things into motion, and all under divine guidance. Okay, so you guys are really doing very great. It's gonna be good. Okay, you're gonna be getting a lot of downloads this month, so if you get headaches, just a heads up, that's the downloads. Okay, so you can ask divine to tone it down, like, hey, can you like level with me, make it a little easier, make it a little less painful? But it's because you're just going through this mass transformation, you know, so it's kind of like, oh, it's with the elderberry, right? Like it's healing, so it's like that mass transfer. Oh, and speaking of transformation, by the way, I know I'm a little all over the place, but in regards to what divine wants you to focus on healing, you guys got two cards. You have transformation, battle of head versus heart. How beautiful is this card? And then enter your vortex, aligning with infinite abundance. Oh my gosh, did I not? I didn't look at the cards. I just saw this one peeking through. But didn't I just say you guys are working on your abundance, on your prosperity, and you're aligning with that, and you're listening to, oh, sorry, I like lost my voice for a second. I like inhaled and my voice went, ee. Ooh, that was a little painful. That's part of your healing, part of your transformation, giving voice to your inner turmoils and demons and letting them go, releasing them, unleashing them. I don't think you're afraid anymore. Like you're not afraid anymore to face those things within you, that darkness and stuff, which is why you got to this Empress, Queen of Pentacles state, right? You're such a nurturer. People look at you like a goddess and like a Mother Mary figure and like a royal concubine, divine concubine. I guess that's the sensuality in you and in your body. But yes, even this vortex is like a vortex of healing, prosperity, and abundance, you know. And battle of head versus heart, I think it's just like they want you to continue to leaning in the trust in the universe and your guides and your angels, and just keep listening to us, right? With that judgment card, just keep listening to us. And then in regards to additional oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Intuition. I just said keep listening to us, keep following that guidance. There it is, intuition, right? Battle of head versus heart, that also ties in. And then feminine. And then we also have teach. Whoop, that flew. Teach. As well as the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and Justice. Okay, so the Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups and the Justice cards are really making me think about balance, right? So I think this is advice for current events, and it's more like as you focus on your healing, don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed or stressed too much. Like, don't take too much onto your plate. Don't rush your process. Divine is guiding you now, so just continue to follow the divine guidance, okay? Your intuition is strong. Embody your body, okay? Continue doing that, and you're meant to be helping a lot of people with this Teach card and with this Justice card. You know, so this is just calling upon that balance, and just know that if at some point you have a day when you feel down, that's okay too. That's like part of the balance in your life. And again, it's just like, don't judge yourself for feeling great for a long time and then out of a sudden you kind of feel down again. But I feel like you guys have worked on that in general and you've gotten better at that too, so I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Like, you'll get back on track even if you fall off a day. And just remember that everything is part of your healing process. Even falling off track is part of the healing, okay? So don't worry or stress about it too much, because I think there's going to be a little bit of mental or like fear resistance when it comes to cutting out those other people and those deeper beliefs, right? That is the focus of releasing in July and stuff. But you're going to do it. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to be able to do it. But it's just kind of like a warning, like, it's okay if you feel that fear come up. Like, you were ready yesterday, but today you're like, ooh, I've like clenched butt cheeks, you know. That's okay. That's part of the process. That's normal. And then with the dice, you guys have 1, which makes me think of the Magician card and how you guys are mastering your life. And then get this, you have Venus, okay? Venus, like the Empress, and then 69. Remember I was telling 69. What am I? Oh my god, I have never said that before with this. I've always just said the sign Cancer. We are in Cancer season at the moment, but I just said 69. Sorry, can't get over that. And then the 8. Okay, well, first of all, with this Venus and apparently this 69 being above each other, it's like, girl, yours is fine. Yours is sexy right now. Okay, so be careful of people trying to come onto you and taking that energy from you, because they just can't help it. You're so magnetic. And I'm seeing like a real body transformation in regards to like the self-love for your body. And just really owning it and loving it. And even with this 8, the only thing I can think of is the 8th house, which is Scorpio energy, which is like that death, rebirth. Oh, and it all fell on the feminine card, right? It's like, it's just, oh, like so sensual right now. It's so succulent. And people are going to be having romantic fantasies about you, kind of dealio, you know? And with this Magician card, it's like you're really mastering your element, you're mastering your craft, you're doing the things that you need to be doing, you're on the road to mastering your life, okay? So you guys are doing great, you guys are doing fine. If you got sex on the mind, that is part of your process too. I feel like you guys have done a lot of work to open up, to be able to be expressive and comfortable with your sexuality, and you're diving more and more into the comfortability of it. So it's okay if like you find yourself with needs, you know. Maybe they're also saying like, for some of you, you may want to do for yourself, if you know what I mean. Masturbation is what I'm talking about. So for some of you, that may be the case. That may actually be part of the healing, and that's going to help increase that energy within you, like that sacral and root chakra energy. And not only is it going to unleash a lot of creativity and new ideas for you guys, but I feel like you guys are really owning up your inner power and your like for the females, your inner goddess, and then for the males, your inner god. And you are one hot tamale. I'll just put it that way. So, and you're silly and goofy and fun. You guys are a great catch. Okay, you're so lovable. You are so worthy of love. You deserve love. Okay, so I think you guys are coming into the place where you realize that too. I mean, you already kind of know it consciously, but you're coming into a place where you're engraving that into your subconscious as a truth, reality, and that is all that it is. I am lovable. I am worthy of love. I am deserving of love. I'm deserving of kindness, and I am deserving of a great unconditional love. The love I seek is seeking me. Okay, guys, that was your reading. I'm really proud of you. Very grateful for you. Thank you for being here with me today on this channel, for tuning in. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm wishing you lots of unconditional love and light. And go on and do you sexy thing, right? Like that song. Dun, 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 dun. Where do you come from, baby? Whatever it is. Oh, it was I believe in miracles since it came along. You sexy thing, you. Yes. Touch me. What this? I just can't get over that. All right, you guys. I love you. Lots of love. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat. You should eat too. Don't forget to eat. Don't forget to drink. And take care of that beautiful, sexy body of yours. Now that you're feeling happy and elated for life, we still have needs. It's almost like you guys are in a romantic relationship, but you're not necessarily, you aren't necessarily, but it's like the feel is as if you just started a new romance, It's like you lose the desire to eat, to sleep. You just want to stay up, be productive, do things, love tinted glasses and all. And, it's great to fall in love with life like that. But don't forget to continue to nurture your body with food and water, drink, and all that stuff. Okay, guys, for the 5th billion time, lots of love and light to you. Milka signing off. And have a great night, you guys. Mwah.